going to be a introductory video on one of the A-level Pearson Edexcel history roots, and this one being Russia in Revolution, ranging from the dates 1894 to 1924. So this is just going to be, again, like I said, an introduction, a summary of kind of the first few things that you'll need to know in order to consolidate a later understanding of the subject or this kind of a subtopic of history. So first we'll look at the title. So we'll just delve straight in. Russia in Revolution. First we need to look at the definition of a revolution to give us an insight into what we'll be actually looking at in breadth and in depth in this topic. So a revolution is a forcible overthrow of government / a social state. So essentially meaning kind of a state of government, the way the country is governed, and having people kind of rally up against it and change the nature of that government. For example, maybe a monarch being transformed into a full republic where there is no king, there is no queen. And we kind of see a similarity between what happens in Russia and that example that I just gave. So let's look at Russia now from the starting date, 1894. Whoops. 1894. So 1894, Russia at this time was kind of governed by an emperor, an all-Russian emperor, and they'd call him the Tsar. And he was kind of like the main man that governed Russia. He was in charge of all the political, social, economic affairs of the country. Or of Russia. And at the time, the man who was Tsar was called Nicholas II. He's a very prominent figure in this spec. Well, we usually call him N2 for short. So he was seen as divinely appointed by God. So he was not elected by democracy, but instead just chosen by God to be leader. And so he had all right to do what he wanted. And not democracy. And so he seemed to have unlimited power. That he could wield freely. And so he was part of a bloodline and succession called the Imperial Dynasty, or the Imperial Dynasty. People like to pronounce that both ways. So it's kind of like bloodline succession alongside being divinely appointed by God. And thus, people saw him as kind of rightfully wielding power, with no limits to it at all. But then people began to become sick of this, because the way Russia was governed in this way was really traditional. While other European countries, Western countries were becoming very modernized. We had republics coming about, we had democracy, where there was a lack of democracy now in Russia. And so people saw this contrast, and the Tsar, alongside his abuses of power that we will study in the next video, people just wanted change. There was a high demand for change. So essentially, this video is just going to round off the essentials of what you need to learn. The notion of an imperial dynasty in Russia, Nicholas II being divinely appointed, his unlimited power that he could wield freely over his Russian people. So yeah, I think this just sums up the introduction to the spec. The next video will be a lot more in depth. It's just more kind of just a breadth summary. So I hope you guys have understood this. Rewind the video. I will be editing it to make sure it's shorter. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like the video, comment down below on things you may want me to do to improve my videos, because obviously I'm starting off. But yeah, thank you.